any the system automatically and no pick date na application judges on better case. You see, I keep telling you, say, these people we call the Ghana Bar Association, saying out of respect, any law, any lawyers, any ashe more Ghana, or thank you to me say ende, the most foolish association in Ghana is the Ghana Bar Association. Do you know why? The most political association in Ghana, and now we are not supposed to give them any respect. One of the most useless associations in Ghana today, and ya assembly is slow, and I am a law, Emma Sebio, Banchir for lawyer be, Ghana, and it's like a Ghana Libya, Emma the Ghana Bar Association, any respect. NDC, and 4 other political parties, SU, Electoral Commission, over limited voter registration. Mokai. Yes. Sad case, no. NDC the court. Any 4 other political parties this case the court. Ever Madam Tokonu court no. Now Madam Tokonu ever the right to call the case before the EC goes or takes that action. But because Madam Tokonu now award the power, let me tell you something. Madam Tokonu ebeye Chief Justice Oshemra say onunkwani the sole person obetumi decide which case, which day I am a free case ewo Ghana. The Ghana Bar Association from day one, they did not have a problem with it. So that case we call court. Ghanaians were telling the Chief Justice say she was supposed to immediately give the case to a judge to sit on before the EC takes action. Because the moment the EC goes ahead and takes that action, and I say Omudi Jumana, the judgment from the court will be waste. Inti na Ghana for NDC for other political parties are court Sister Chief Justice, you have the power to make sure say a judge is assembled to make sure say that case is heard before the Electoral Commission takes or makes their move. Okay, start case way. Now let's go and read Madam Tokonu later. They see here any judgment of Omaye, any what she said. The Ghana Bar Association, they were all in Ghana, they were watching because Nana Dankwe Kufuor Jimmy was basically their leader. This woman who is the leader of the Ghana Bar Association, Nikulini Jogate, who was serving under Kufuor, who was the flag contestant as a flag bearer in the MPP. This woman did not see anything wrong with it. She thought she believed that decision by Tokonu was the best decision. And the let's go and read Tokonu's judgment. Easy. Echo take that decision. No. Madam Tokonu, what action did she take? Now, let's read the story. I'll read this story, and this is what the story says. Chief Justice, be ready. That case not actual. Chief Justice Tokonu has outlined reasons the Apex Court did not hear the injunction application filed by the National Democratic Congress and 4 other political parties.
You are watching Kasapa Media.
2023. The applicants on September 7th, 2023 sought to restrain the Electoral Commission from carrying out their recently held voter registration exercise made up of the NDC, the Convention People's Party, All People's Congress, Liberal Party of Ghana, and the Great Consolidated Popular Party. They sued the Electoral Commission at the Supreme Court over its decision to restrict voter registration centers to its district offices. Now I'll read this story now. This is what it says. The suit was scheduled to be heard on October 17th, a decision which baffled the applicants. Now, but explaining the decision in court today, Chief Justice Tokonu, who presided over a 5-member panel hearing the case, noted that the case couldn't be set on a date because the apex court doesn't sit during August and September due to legal vacation. I'm a NDC for echo court. Only 4 political parties. Echo catch Supreme Court say a day way it's important. It's an emergency. We are going into an election. The EC is taking a decision now about me destabilize the mind. Madam Toko Nukachiromo say they cannot sit because on to me ma omu judge bia enkotena case so. You know why? Because on any team say na judges ewo vacation. It onya any judge to sit on the matter. The case was supposed to be called on the 7th of September. Madam Toko no response in her judgment no say or no and then a Chief Justice. Sad time no na court echo vacation. Enti wa ma ho kwan e ma yan frɛ judge bia say on betena case in so. Who had the power to make sure a judge comes to sit on that case? It was Tokonu. What did she do? She decided. She made the rule. She said until she appoints a judge to sit on it, no judge could sit on that case. Technology. Now, already the other part of the story, I'm sure you was for Ghana Legal, Ghana Bar Association. Now, and I quote, and these are the statements from the Chief Justice. The Supreme Court doesn't sit on vacation. There are no rules for Supreme Court to sit during the months of August and September. That is why the application was fixed for the 17th of October 2023. Discussions of fixing it for today should be premised on the Supreme Court not being able to sit during vacations except by a special fiat. Madam Tokonu Emma the judgment, or say case,
You are watching Kasapa Media.
One judge bia international. One Fred judge bia to come and sit on and say August, September, the court is on vacation, even though na assembly is important, or say the judges were on vacation in August and September. That is why the application was fixed for the 17th of October. Remember, we were going into an election, dangerous. We needed a hearing. Why didn't the Chief Justice say there is an automatic system? Let's see, we can get a judge to sit on this case because the democracy and the safety of this nation was very important. But the Chief Justice said that she could not appoint any judge to sit on the matter because they were all on vacation. She had that power, right? Did you have an issue with that? And Osako Enukachiramu say, discussions of fixing it for today should be premised on the Supreme Court not being able to sit during vacations except by a special fiat. It was say a chile BB and a bit to be pusuro until Sadiano or no dear, she was not going to make anybody sit on the case because judges were on vacation. Now you will obia to be taking another decision. No, she was the Chief Justice, or she is the Chief Justice, and what she says is final. That time, na Chief Justice Eka Sasem na Ghana Bar Association for no Ghana. Almost so the safety of the country na how mwana. The chaos that thing could have brought na Ghana Bar Association for na how mwana. Omuma any omukurunum any omunananum almost no monte Ghana Sasem na for mwana. Why didn't they raise an issue on this matter? Did the Ghana Bar Association tell the Chief Justice say she does not have the right to make that decision? The Ghana Bar Association is a stupid association. Omunimunyansa, omwejimu, omoya politics. They think say yani Ghana for ya kwasiafo. They can do politics with us. Now, when we come back to a Ghana Bar Association for statement. Now we read this statement now. Sorry. We read this statement. So far, me read this statement. Yenshia baby Ghana Bar Association for aka anything about law. Omojina eye emraso. Aka se emra we ne yejina so. If you say president ni bumra we so. Ebe sin ne. Na Ghana Bar Association extra statement. Omofa emra bia ma say president bumra so. Council of State bumra so. Another committee bumra so. Ebe sin ne. The Ghana Bar Association in their 3-page document, they have not stated one law. Actually say John Dramani Mahama ebumraso. Now, when you read the second page, this is what it says. Say suspension of the Chief Justice.
You are watching Kasapa Media.
Omoka chere Ghana. Then omoka wom. Revocation of suspension. The Ghana Bar Association calls for the immediate revocation of the suspension of the Chief Justice as it considers the suspension to be unconstitutional. They do what? They consider the suspension to be unconstitutional. The moment you tell me, say, Kevin Taylor, my adiebi or Ghana, that my action is unconstitutional, you need to be able to state the law that makes that my action unconstitutional. You cannot just tell me, say, my adiebi or Ghana, it is unconstitutional, without you stating the law that makes my action unconstitutional. So you just saying, say, the suspension of the Chief Justice by the President is unconstitutional does not make it unconstitutional until you back it with law that makes it unconstitutional. But this is the Ghana Bar Association. Where now bodam for? Where you go for almost Chief Justice Lekachom say everything they do should be based on law. But you are telling me that the suspension of the Chief Justice is unconstitutional without stating a law that clearly states, say, the actions the President took was unconstitutional. You merely saying, say, it is unconstitutional does not make it unconstitutional until you use the law to clearly define the action as unconstitutional. And they say, sorry, the whole day I can say me a president. Because the action now Nipani taking, what are you basing on to say it is unconstitutional? Say yeah, bobo. Now say you try to do a penalty box, man. Action because you may try to be. Emma referee bet me Gina so I can say a direct handball and I said obi slidey obi. That action, that thing that was done, and then Emma referee Gina so said this is a penalty. The referee cannot just stand there and stand at the center line and just whistle and say, let's go to the penalty box. It is a penalty. There should be an action that will call for that whistle to be blown. Now, if you are telling me, say, what's the penalty? Show me the Nipani prove say we are committing offense in the penalty box for you to call a penalty. Now, if you are telling me the president suspending the Chief Justice is unconstitutional, what law are you basing this on to prove to me say the president's action was unconstitutional? Actually, wait, Jimmy. Now, the reason why the Ghana Bar Association, some lawyers need to break off and form a new association. We don't need such a foolish association trying to distract Ghanaians. Now, who really call Edima or say? The Ghana Bar Association calls for the immediate revocation of the suspension of the Chief Justice as it considers the suspension to be unconstitutional, considering the fact that the President, who is not a judge or a judicial officer, exercised his discretion to suspend the Chief Justice under Article 14610 of the 1992 Constitution in the absence of a published constitutional instrument, statutory instrument, or regulations governing the exercise of his discretion.
You are watching Kasapa Media.
Of the 1992 Constitution. In the first place, the issue here is, what did the president base on to take the decision? The Constitution did not say that you need to be a lawyer before you can be a president. The Constitution did not say you need to be a judge before you can be a president. And the Constitution did not say that before you take that action, you have to be a lawyer to take that action or to be a judge to make sure that action is taken. The Constitution said the president has the constitutional right. The constitution was not saying that the president needs to be a judge before he can take the action. The constitution was not specific that the president is supposed to be a lawyer to know the law. The constitution stated that the president of the republic, Mr. S, get me the constitution, what is stated. That the president, after consulting with the Council of State, and then the Council of State finding out that they have a case against whoever the petition went against or goes against, the constitution gives the president the right to take that decision. The constitution did not say the president needs to be a lawyer or needs to be a judge before he can basically abide by what you people are saying he should abide by. If you see, what they are trying to say right now is the president does not know law. The president does not know the legalities. The president does not, he's not well informed when it comes to law. The president is looking at the basic constitution. Because if the president goes against the basic constitution in front of him, the president also has gone against the constitution. If they brought a petition, the president did not consult Council of State. The president did not put together a committee. The president one day released a statement and said, I've sacked the Chief Justice. What were you guys going to say? You would have gone to court to say the president has acted against the constitution and his action is unconstitutional. So the president right now is working or acting in conformity with what the law tells him to do. So he does not need to be a lawyer because the constitution does not ask about a lawyer. The constitution does not ask about the background of the president being a judge. The constitution has given the president a directive. And the directive is what the president is following. So technically, the Ghana Bar Association is a bunch of fools who think that they can hide behind words and politics and the political party to distract we Ghanaians. Now, Mr. S, thank you very much. Did you bring it in? Mr. S, let me read this. I'm reading this because of the nonsense the Ghana Bar Association wrote in their letter. They are a bunch of idiots. What does the Constitution say when it comes to the president's decision and actions when a Chief Justice at the end of the day is supposed to be suspended? Now, let's read this together. And this is the Constitution. And let's read if the Constitution asks about the legal background of the president or whether the president should have some kind of background before he can make that decision. This is what the Constitution says. 10. Where the petition has been referred to a committee under this article.
You are watching Kasapa Media.
A. In the case of the Chief Justice, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, by warrant signed by him, suspend the Chief Justice. This is clear English, and this is clear grammar. So this is not a time for you to be telling us whether the president knows the law or does not know the law. The president is looking at the Constitution and what the Constitution tells him to do. So how come say a whole Ghana Bar Association Omokacha said they know the law? They are more intelligent than all of us when it comes to the law. Today, sit there and say because the president does not have a legal background or a judge, he cannot take that decision. Because when you read Article 146.10, this is what it says. It is already a Ghana Bar Association for a year almost statement published here now. The president was using Article 146.10. Now, when you read what the Ghana Bar Association is putting out, now look at this. The revocation. I must say, the Ghana Bar Association calls for the immediate revocation of the suspension of the Chief Justice as it all considers the suspension to be unconstitutional, considering the fact that the president, who is not a judge or a judicial officer, exercised his discretion to suspend the Chief Justice. The president basically based his action on Article 146.10. The president did not take any action out of Article 146.10. The president basically did what the Article 146.10 is asking him to do. So what has the president done wrong here? So also Ustedi statement now, they have not been able to point out that the president has committed a crime. What they are trying to do now is that they are trying to make it look like the president did not know what he was doing and that he does not have a legal background. He does not have the requisite background to take that decision. But at the end of the day, the law is the law. It is the law, and the law a constitution article 14610 clearly states that this is what the president must do or may do. So why are you skipping the law to let your opinion become the law? The Chief Justice, Madam Tokonu, told us that the law is the law. No amount of foolish noise can change the law. Now, when you go into their publications or their statement, point B, enactment of regulations. Sorry. But B, enactment of regulations. You know why they put this there? I will explain to you. The Ghana Bar Association hereby also calls for the immediate enactment of clear and comprehensive regulations relating to matters under Article 146 of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana to ensure transparency, accountability, and fairness in all proceedings involving Superior Court justices, particularly in the context of the impeachment or removal of the Chief Justice, of removal of such officers.
You are watching Kasapa Media.
Suddenly, Oma Behu say, Eye Emrana Yejina so and they suspended people like the Chief Justice and those people in her category. Right now, no, the Ghana Bar Association say, get enact Emrabi. Say enact of regulations. Per se, yade Emrabi be share constitution ni moi. Sa Emrano, e be stopping obia say. At the end of the day, asem say bedawa sibia ye hunu no, I will see hunu in a different light. You know what they are trying to do? Yeah, me can't show what they are trying to do in the say. Almost say Chief Justice Aseboya Abano, President and reversing the decision. Now President and reversing the decision we are. They all say and say because of Tokonunti, ye hunu so bad anti. Ye enacting another a regulation. Na yemfa nko shem ranum sene beya asem say na aba no ye betumi aka no in a different way a yen kan sibia ye kani abra constitution ahye say yen kan say. Now what they are trying to do with this particular statement in the say, one, omo pese president no and reverse suspension. Now when him say in the first place the Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice Mr. Bonnie Edimraba say case be ni Ghana you betumi afre without him giving the date. In the case be I was a friend of court and the Supreme Court no I was on Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice Mr. Bonnie on also on my date. Now you see time Madam Tokonu the petition issue the buy no. Now the NPP wanted to go to court. In fact they went to court. Now the Ghana Bar Association, they were the ones behind the NPP going to court. Now the NPP, they have hit a block because now the Chief Justice, the acting Chief Justice will decide when the case will be called. Now what they want to do now, they say, Omo will somehow hit a block. So what they want to do is say, Omo per president, a reversing decision or the suspension or reversing suspension if we are. And it's in the first place, Omo first statement, they first talked about the Chief Justice directive. They are gradually, they are building a block. And the block they are building, they say, one, enforcing the Chief Justice to reverse his directive. That means, say, Embrana Washe say, or no one about mama date, Emma Yako Court in the Supreme Court, said the Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice, Sam ready free floodgate in the PA. Now, it's a floodgate in the PA. Now they come to the second one, which is the enactment of regulations. Meaning, now they are going to go to the court and force the court to stop the proceedings. Now, how are they going to stop the proceedings? They are going to serve they are going to serve the Council of State. They are going to serve the president, the MPP, through the Ghana Bar Association. They are going to serve the Chief Justice and intentionally halt the process. Because right now, the only thing that is stopping them from delaying the suspension of the Chief Justice, and also delaying the case, and they say they cannot go to court because the Chief Justice, acting Chief Justice, said he is the one who decides when a case will be called. Now, until they are able to,
you are watching Kasapa Media.
They cannot penetrate into one. Almost per se, the acting Chief Justice, release, reverse that directive, or reverse it quickly. What they will do is say they will go behind the scenes and go to court. When they go to court, now they will go and challenge the president's actions. They will challenge the constitutionality of the Council of State, and then they will intentionally sue the Chief Justice. When they do that, they have forced the president to sit back because now they cannot take action on the Chief Justice. That means the Chief Justice cannot be suspended. And it's now who study right up now. They first spoke about the Acting Chief Justice Directive. And the enactment. What they will do is say, the moment the directive is taken away, they will go to court. Say they are seeking for enactment, meaning now they want to put a hold on the process. They want some enactment to be done in favor of the Chief Justice before the president pushes the petition to the Council of State. Because you see, right now, the president has pushed to the Council of State. Council of State have brought to the president. The Constitution has given the president the right to suspend the Chief Justice. Now, all this process, they want to quash it. And the only way they can do it is to say they want to put pressure on the Chief Justice, the Acting Chief Justice, to reverse his directive. They will go to court and seek that they want an enactment on the law that looks at a Chief Justice or people in her category. So a petition is sent against them. They want to look at the whole process again. Court no more hold the process. And what was going to happen? They say the Chief Justice cannot be investigated. The Chief Justice will not be suspended. The president cannot even go ahead and move the petition to the Council of State, because now the court will restrict the president, it will restrict the Council of State, and it will restrict the Chief Justice from even doing what? Receiving the petition. That is why they indirectly, the way they drafted their message, first, Yanko after the Acting Chief Justice. You man the pressure, not or reverse the directive now. Na floodgates ni ebia na ye wura court nya ka say enactment. It court enfa tabono ento the petition so. The moment they are able to enter court to get that ruling, the president, petition ekuta president, they can't do anything. The president cannot forward it to the Council of State, because when they go to court, they'll also file a case against the presidency, they'll file a case against the Council of State, and then everything will be stuck. It's either we do the enactment. Now, the moment you touch the enactment, you are basically amending the whole process, meaning some process a president did so Emma case will do a suspended Chief Justice. It will be tainted, meaning it will be reviewed, meaning it will not be in the same shape again, meaning they are going to find a way to make sure the process that we are all following, that we believe the Constitution is telling us to follow, they want to tweak it. And it's not call for enactment. They want to amend the law. They want to amend the Constitution because of Tokunu. So to make it basic for you, the Ghana Bar Association, the woman who is leading the association, the MPP are the ones who wrote this petition for them, this statement for them to write. Because right now, MPP to be go court. And for some time now,
you are watching Kasapa Media.
The MPP, the spokesperson, so right now they want to step aside a little bit. They want to use the Ghana Bar Association to do their bidding. And into the Ghana Bar Association, I'll be releasing statement. Wait. Into the Ghana Bar Association, one way or the other, they want us to touch the Constitution. The Article 14610, they want us to enact almost some BB count. Send your beya Emrana Yejina so they suspend the Chief Justice. The moment it's shifted a little bit, you cannot suspend the Chief Justice. Because you see, it is a railway, it is a train track. So the moment you shift the track a little bit, the idea changing be rolling off. And that is what they want to do. And it's almost started with the Acting Chief Justice. Almost through on the bar enactment. They are building a criminal block. A very, very important. Now, when you go to point C, this is what point C says. Let's read it together. My team, they are telling me time no day. Point C, no read it or say. Release of decision on prima facie case. Or say, in addition, the Ghana Bar Association calls upon the President of the Republic of Ghana to immediately release the full decision establishing a prima facie case against the Chief Justice, consistent with established precedents. This disclosure is necessary to ensure that the process is conducted in accordance with the principles of transparency and fairness. The Ghana Bar Association, the MPP through the Ghana Bar Association almost say they are insisting say the president on release the findings are concluded say the Council of State and the president they have found a case or a prima facie case against the Chief Justice. And what the MPP through the Ghana Bar Association are trying to do is say they want the presidency to release findings to the public because almost say a BSc pain. Now the question here is a BSc pain na yeda pain. Nana do dan Kwaku for the Charlotte say ebusa say she wants the petition. She wants to have a piece of the petition and see the petition, the petitioners, the omatro afano. Nana do dan Kwaku for said no. Now, under Madam Tokonu, the Madam Tokonu nasama ba petition fano hono. Okache President Mahama say up 7 days at the ready petition. What did Mahama do? Mahama gave her 10 days. Open transparency and fairness. John Dramani Mahama has overdone transparency and fairness. Charlotte say the EC boss Temana Ekufuado a cookie petition against her, which we know. She was asking for fair hearing. She wanted to just see the petition. Nana do dan Kwaku for the MPP Abaikache and said no, she does not have the right to the petition. Under Madam Tokonu wrote to the president that she wants to see the petition. She wants to read it. She wants 7 days to do that. The president of the republic gave her 10 days. John Dramani Mahama gave
You are watching Kasapa
10 days
Media.
to read the petition, analyze the petition. Tokonu was asking for 7 days. John Mahama gave her 10 days. Fairness and transparency. John Mahama Diama Tokonu, you know what they are trying to do? They are just trying to stall the process. They still don't have any law almost statement when you know so. Makai about 3 points. The Ghana Bar Association has not been able to state one law that makes John Mahama and the Council of State and the Committee on Action unconstitutional. So now, this letter is not coming from Makola Momoni Sellers Association. This statement is coming from the Ghana Bar Association. And so far, they have not been able to quote one law that shows to say whatever the president has followed till now, the Council of State, they have followed till now, and in the committee, they have gone against the Constitution. All that they are saying, we want to ask what is unconstitutional about what they are saying, or about what the president has done. The Ghana Bar Association, they are supposed to give us a law. President Mahama, the whole process, it has been unconstitutional. But these people have not been able to do that. You know what? Because they know that the process has been fair. The Chief Justice has been given fair hearing. Transparency has been there. Fairness has been there. The Chief Justice has been given all the opportunity to read the petition. So now they cannot speak on that. They are now saying, the basis now a Council of State to me establish a prima facie case against the Chief Justice. No, they want to see. Why do you want to see? Why do you want to see? There's a committee. The committee is doing its job. The committee is using that basis to do its job. The committee is still investigating. So why should we bypass the committee and give you the basis? What the Council of State, basically at the end of the day, the conclusion they came to establish that there's a case against the Chief Justice. Why should we leave the committee and hand over the basis to you? Because the committee needs that to do its investigations. So at this point, what is the Ghana Bar Association looking for? They are a bunch of fools. Now, when you go to point D, furthermore, the Ghana Bar Association denounces any and all unsubstantiated political commentary or statement that seek to undermine the authority, independence, and integrity of the judiciary. Let me tell you people, you are a bunch of fools. You have no integrity, you have no intelligence. The Ghana Bar Association is one of the most useless associations in Ghana. It's just an association. Association of disappointed lawyers. It's just an association like any other association. The Constitution does not give you any legal backing. You can state your opinions, but you cannot command the president. You cannot command the Chief Justice. For you people to even demand or command the president and the Chief Justice, it shows how stupid you people are, how unintelligent you are, and how you don't understand.
You are watching Kasapa Media. What
you did is the final nail to that Ghana Bar Association we've been talking about, that it is political. You see, Bamika Bibincham, Jogate in the Yiriwe, the MPP are using her to do dirty job. Purely foolish, dirty job. And let me tell you, I can tell you on authority, the president that you know, the acting Supreme Court Chief Justice that you know, these fools cannot threaten them. The Ghana Bar Association, I am telling you, Ghana, for the president you know, John Mahama, and the acting Chief Justice, Mr. Bonny, this group of fools cannot intimidate them. The decision the Chief Justice has taken, it is indefinite. The decision the president has taken, it is default. No group, no association can force the president to change their decision. No. The Ghana Bar Association, no crime to Makacha Ghana for and say, Mr. P, Mr. S, the Ghana Bar Association, what I can tell you Ghanaians, and then say, it is not a group we can trust. Now it's about time yenya another or different associations when it comes to the legal field. The Ghana Bar Association over time, omu feel say omu ye unique. But from the beginning, I'm changing which one. Yena Yama Ghana Bar Association abe corrupt. Yena Yama Ghana Bar Association, that power to be fooling in Ghana. You know, yeah. What Fabibi to say, NAGRAT. You're the Ghana National Association of Teachers. You're NAGRAT. You're concerned teachers. When the Ministry of Education takes decision, at the end of the day, they end up listening to all these associations. That is why Ghana National Association of Teachers, they don't have the monopoly to decide. At the end of the day, there are other associations that the Ministry of Education has to listen to before they make a decision. But you see, when it comes to legal issues, the judiciary, Yama Ghana Bar Association for too much room to fool. Because over creating impression, we say, lawyers cannot open another association over America, at least where we live. We have the Washington, D.C. Lawyers Association, the Virginia Lawyers Association, the Maryland Lawyers Association. I can tell you the DMV Lawyers Association, my father-in-law 2 years ago was the president, or 3 years ago. So I know there are so many law associations in America. Why is it in Ghana, a group of criminals protecting their husbands and their girlfriends come together and make the Ghana Bar Association look like, say, the Ghana Bar Association and a constitution and a homogena so they can stand to me call myself. The Ghana Bar Association is not different from Aglo. The Ghana Bar Association is not different from Malata Momoni Celeste Association. The Ghana Bar Association is like any regular.
You are watching Kasapa Media.
They went to school to learn law. Other people too went to the market to learn how to trade. Until we should not give them too much room. It's about time we started having different bar associations in Ghana. The NPP as a political party, they have infiltrated. Since Ekufu Addo president, every year they are not the Ghana Bar Association. They turn the association into the NPP wing. They foolishly use the association against we the Ghanaians. Every single nonsense Ekufu Addo did, Bawumia did, the Ghana Bar Association were there to support their nonsense. We need to put a stop to this foolish monopoly. Ghana Bar Association is just there taking money from young lawyers, ignorant lawyers who think say if they don't join the Ghana Bar Association, they cannot practice. What they are doing now is that they are suppressing young lawyers. They are suppressing independent-minded lawyers in Ghana, making them believe or be part of an ideology that is not right. It's about time some lawyers started breaking out away from the Ghana Bar Association because it's monopoly. That thing that it's in their head that they can monopolize everything is making them corrupt. Right now, politicians are using the Ghana Bar Association to destroy our judiciary. But if we have 20 bar associations, one bar association cannot. No political party can infiltrate one bar association and destroy the whole nation. So I believe that this is the time that the bogus Ghana Bar Association will ditch it and open different bar associations that at the end of the day will be intelligent and honest enough to at least speak on the issues without being political. This is something we all need to do, because we need an independent association. We need an association that will think independently. We need an association that will not be what? It will not be politically affiliated. Until we open different bar associations in Ghana, we will not have that independence the judiciary needs. We will not be able to govern this nation. Because let me tell you for a fact, 90% of those lawyers in the Ghana Bar Association are the same lawyers representing the criminal lawyers, politicians you want to stop. So we need to find a way. We need to find a way to dissolve the Ghana Bar Association. We need to find a way to make sure that we weaken it. And we should open new bar associations. The lawyers need to start breaking out. In fact, every region needs to have a bar association. We need to have regional bar associations. We need to have the Greater Accra Lawyers Bar Association. We need to have the Ashanti region. Every region needs to have a bar association. They need to be independent-minded lawyers. Because this foolish thing I just read to you, it's like some mad people sitting in an MPP headquarters writing something to, at the end of a distracted system. The acting Chief Justice is one of the oldest and experienced lawyers and judges in Ghana. Judge in Ghana. You foolish idiots cannot intimidate that man. When he became a judge, majority of you fools were licking the butt of politicians, working in political offices and working in some stupid office as paralegals. You didn't know shit. It is because of Kwaku's stupidity. That is why we are here today. The President of the Republic, a mere association cannot order the President to stop or to move away from the Constitution.
You are watching Kasapa Media.
Is one of the most stupid associations in this country. We need different bar associations. Every region needs to have a bar association. We have 16 regions, and in all these regions we have lawyers there. So we need to have bar associations in every region, because the foolishness these people are exhibiting is getting out of hand. And I'm saying this because we cannot allow the MPP to be using the Ghana Bar Association to destroy our democracy. Nobody, in fact, no Ghanaian should take this Ghana Bar Association serious. If they think they have a case, they can go to court. A whole bar association. Now, you see this? In the 1992 Constitution, the 1992 Constitution was being drafted. The Ghana Bar Association, they boycotted it. When the 1992 Constitution was being drafted, the Ghana Bar Association, they boycotted the drafting of the 1992 Constitution. But these same fools today want us to enact. These same fools want us to review the Constitution. These same idiots today want us to believe them. These are a bunch of fools. We are not supposed to give them any room. Now, let me show you something. These are people are almost say a democracy. Hey? Go back into history. Now check a Ghana Bar Association, lead Bar Association in there. The MPP surrogates, they politicized the Ghana Bar Association to date. Kwame Nkrumah and I say when he was advocating for a Ghana Bar Association. The Ghana Bar Association, that was not what Kwame Nkrumah was thinking or envisaging. Kwame Nkrumah wanted a bar association that was going to be independent and honest. But these same idiots today who are screaming that we should touch our constitution because Yehu Madam Tokonusu ni pada. Yehu ayedian Madam Tokonusu ni judge da. Inti ende no aseme sine ye use constitution no. The stupid Ghana Bar Association is telling us say we should not. Now listen to this before I end today's show.
You have recently urged President Nana Akufo-Addo to revisit the recommendations made by the Constitution Review Commission. What is in the report that calls for the urgent attention?
Well, you know, the 1992 Constitution, the Constituent Assembly was boycotted by the Bar Association because they brought hairdressers and all manner of groups, which we know next to nothing about constitution or constitutionalism or constitution making, to clog the Constituent Assembly. On hindsight, I have regretted that the bar boycotted it. They should still have been there to influence it. But you will see there that if you read that constitution carefully, there is so much over concentration of power in the president. And that was done by the PNDC chaps in the Constituent Assembly, because they don't want power to go away from their leader. So
you are watching Kasapa Media.
Even in this assembly, a lot of the appointments were made by the president. All institutions of state, he appoints the board and the chairman and the rest. All that is what is there. And you see even the municipal chief executives, they are appointed by him. Now they are calling themselves mayors. But in all civilized societies where mayors exist, mayors are elected people. The people elect the mayor. So the mayor is answerable to whom? To the people. And if he didn't do his work properly, they will move him out or ensure that he's not re-elected. So all these powers are taken away completely from this constitution. And so the Constitutional Review Commission has gone into all this. And many of us made presentations to them. And the recommendations that they had made was to try and take away some of this excessive power, and even to have the MMCDCs elected. Now, the draft document was taken, and apparently the president issued a white paper, which of course he has no business doing, because this is not like an ordinary commission. The report is supposed to go to the people and let the people debate and discuss it and then vote upon it. Not the president say, I like this one, I don't like that. And so this matter has been shelved. And my plea is that bring it back. Even if it means...
You still want to plead to the president
to
bring it back?
All right, this is my plea to...
These are the fools that we have given so much time to foolishly exhibit the foolishness in their whole lives. Time. Okujato, Sambo Kujato, one bloody fool. Oh, reason normal. The reason why na 1992 Constitution, Ghana Bar Association actually said they invited hairdressers, they invited tailors, they invited taxi drivers, they invited ordinary Ghanaians. There was some of the reasons why if it's today they are telling us what to do. That is why the Ghana Bar Association, we need to have a breakaway. We need to have different bar association. This guy, he wanted Rollins to give him position. Rollins didn't consider him because he's a snitch. This is a guy whose son raped his house girl. His son is in Canada now. This fool, every car he's driving today was given to you by Kufuado. This is a dirty old man. Every nonsense the Kufuado did in 8 years, because Yampenyi was defending it. These are the fools we have listened to. Last me reading the profile Chemo. Osia Bible lessons, so said the Bible college no koye and other also a lawyer. The Constitution itself, they did not join in drafting the Constitution. But today they are hiding behind Ghana Bar Association to tell us what to do. They did not consider tailor for, they did not consider hairdressers, they did not consider the ordinary Ghanaian, because that time they saw themselves as superhumans. Today, we the ordinary people, you want to come and lead us. You want to tell us what to do. These old people, we are supposed to...
You are watching Kasapa Media.
We are supposed not to give these people any room in our country. The Ghana Bar Association, or see a Guno, senior lawyers in this country who are patriotic and reasonable, intelligent enough, you people need to start forming different bar associations. We need to have every region have its own bar association. We need to have 16 different bar associations in Ghana. That is the only way that we can have honest, patriotic, well-informed, and objective people speaking on Ghana's issues. These fools who did not help us draft the Constitution cannot come and determine how we should run our country. Jogate's wife, she cannot tell the president This foolish idiot who wrote that statement. This is our last warning to you people. We don't recognize you people as intelligent people. Let the constitution work. We support the president. We support the acting chief justice. The right thing should be done. Your own mother, Osunu Mami, told us that the law is the law.
Simply, no decision that I have made in my role as Chief Justice or in my capacity as President of a panel of the Supreme Court has come from anything but a knowledge of law. No matter how many noises are made, the law is the law. No matter how many noises are made, no matter how many noises are made, the law is the law.
No matter how many noises are made, the law is the law. Ghana Bar Association, stick this in your dirty asses. My name is Governor Taylor. It's been a wonderful night. I will see you tomorrow. We will discuss Ghana exactly 6 p.m. Ghana time, 2 p.m. US time. We will be here for 3 hours. Have a wonderful night. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers and good night. Abuache. Begin.
Yo! We are best fishermen. Solo for no answer my. Abuache. You will for Belgium, Belgium, it was a Belgium, it was 2 Belgium,